laughing, children passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner you hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Feel free to sing with me. Yeah. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. City street lights, even stoplights, blink a bright red and green as the shoppers rush home with their treasures. Hear the snow crunch, hear the kids bunch. This is Santa's big scene. And above all the bustle, you hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Soon it will be Christmas Day. It's right around the corner. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity of Bon Air. Good to see people in the place, and also those of you online. We're so glad you're with us. Let's get things started by affirming what we know to be true. God is good, and all is well. You can stand if you want. What a wonderful morning, beyond compare. I feel God's loving presence everywhere. I am filled with joy profound. In a world where many miracles abound, in the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well.
One, two, yes. Good morning, Unity. Wow, well, welcome. Welcome to Unity of Bon Air, where we live and express unconditional love and grow together in peace and prosperity. My name is Zita Carell, and I'm so happy to be here to be your service leader today. I have been a member of Unity for a long time and have been proud to let you know that I've participated in many areas here at the church, served on the board as a prayer chaplain, currently with the music team. Whether you're here for the first time or this is your 100th time joining us, we are so grateful for your presence and participation as we share this special time together. We have come together as a part of love's divine plan and divine purpose that calls each of us to celebrate the connection we all share through the holy presence within and all around us, that which we call God. In this spirit of unity, we unfold in light and love all spiritual and religious gatherings, all people everywhere. And we begin our time together with a special message from our daily word. And the daily word for today is love. Can you feel that? Yeah, say yes, okay. Yes, yes, love. In this Advent season, as I prepare my heart for the rebirth of my inner Christ child, I take a moment to connect with the spirit of love within. Sometimes this season may seem to be about presents, food, celebration, but it's really all about love. Love is the power upon which the whole world revolves, especially at this busy time of year. I want to stay attuned to the love of the Christ within. Through this reciprocal power, I love and I give in return, and it comes back to me abundantly. Love transcends all, transforms any perceived negativity into blessings. I express love in all my words and action. I may give a plate of homemade food or send a heartfelt note of appreciation. Whatever I do, I let the love in my heart guide me. And the scripture for today comes from Mark 12:31. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater. And our affirmation for today, I will say it once and invite you to repeat with me twice. Love lights my way. Together, love lights my way. Again, love lights my way. And now, I invite you, whether you are here in the sanctuary or at home, to look around to the other people around the room where you are and recognize the truth of the beauty of this beautiful song, Surely the Presence.
Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place. Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place.
Good morning, friends. I always love that moment when I turn around and get to see all the beautiful faces. So for those of you who I have not had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Cheryl Fair, and I am a Unity Minister candidate, and I serve here as the communications coordinator and in a variety of other capacities. And this morning, it's my pleasure to be with you here and to open us up with prayer. So let's take a deep breath. And then take another one. And if you wish, allow your eyes to drift closed as we settle the mind and open the heart, the seat of our divine love consciousness. That capacity that we have to hold ourselves and others and circumstances in the world in love and shower them with love. It's an infinite and abundant capacity that we have, that we can bring to every circumstance. And so we take some time here in prayer to do that very thing, to expand our divine love consciousness, to enfold all of the names on the Unity of Bon Air prayer list, and all of those circumstances and names that you are holding in prayer. I invite you to speak those names into the stillness right now. And we expand this divine love consciousness further out beyond the space that we are in, into our community, beyond our local community, out into the Commonwealth of Virginia and beyond, taking in all of those who have experienced recent weather-related challenges out in Kentucky in particular, I'm aware of. And so we unfold all of those circumstances in light and love. And from our heart space, we expand beyond to enfold all of the world, all of those who are facing challenges of one sort or another. We just shower them with love and light. We especially focus on all of the children of the world, seeing the light of the divine shining from their hearts freely and unencumbered by circumstance or situation. We bring into this sacred space all of the leaders of the world, seeing divine wisdom leading them in all of their choices and all of their actions. And we begin to bring this divine love consciousness back to the here and now, to the seat that we're in. Let's take a few moments to just do a scan of our own selves, of your body, loving on every bit of your body, and coming back to the here and now. And we seal this process, as we always do in unity, in gratitude. So as we open our eyes and look around, let's say 3 times together, I am grateful. You ready? I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. So it is. Amen. So welcome everyone on this wonderful 3rd Sunday of Advent. How did that happen so quickly? I've been sort of behind in time and days. I remember I was on Friday and I was doing Thursday's work and didn't realize until I was actually sort of finishing up Thursday, like, wait a minute, today's Friday. What happened to Thursday? It's been that way with me all week, but at least I'm here. I was on time, so I'm glad. So I want to welcome in particular anyone who is here for the very first time. Whether you're in the room or with us online, we welcome you. Welcome you to our community, because our community is not bound by these walls. We know that with all of our activities, we are reaching people out through the wonderful wonders of technology, and we're grateful for everyone who's here with us for the first time. If you are here for the first time in the room, I'd like to direct your attention to, there's a little blue box over there near the door, and that has welcome packets. So be sure to pick up one of those. There's all kinds of information and little goodies in there. And for those of you online, just be sure to head on over to unitybonair.org at some point and check us out. So, a couple of things that I want to mention at this point in the service. Last night we had a wonderful remembrance service and concert, and it was a really lovely time. It was a rainy evening, and the one point of wonder I keep coming back to. And of course, it's remembrance. So we're all working through layers of grief. And at this particular moment, the heavens opened and the rain came down, and you could hear it in the room. And it was like a wonderful release. So we were live streaming, so you can go back and find that on YouTube if you weren't able to be with us. And also, so we have this tree over in the corner, and that's our remembrance tree. And part of that process for the remembrance service was to take a little wooden ornament and decorate it right on it as you wish. So if you weren't able to be here, you can still participate in that. There's a little basket on the floor that has ornaments. There are a few writing utensils, so I welcome you to visit that whenever you like. And as long as the ornaments hold out, we can just keep decorating that tree with our love, knowing that love is always present. It's not defined by time or anything like that. So that's the first thing I want to share with you. The second thing is that we have a labyrinth in the garden. Did you know that? We've been working on it for the longest time, and then there it is. So what we're going to do following the service today, those of you who are present here who would like to, we're going to go on out to the garden and bless the labyrinth together. And then following that, we do have another opportunity. So for those who were around last Sunday, and I'm not sure if the online people saw it or not, but we had a little bit of a disruption last Sunday. And for those who weren't around, I'll just say that there was someone who was unhappy with our policy around mask wearing and chose to show up in protest. What we would like to offer today, and Unity of Bon Air has communicated with you all through our newsletter, a letter from Reverend Patty, to let everyone know that that there is a policy in place for dealing with such things, and the board is moving forward. But what we want to offer today, after we bless the labyrinth, is a time where anyone who would like to can come back here to the sanctuary, and it will be a time for sharing whatever it is that you have on your heart or asking questions, and just want to create that space so that people can process, because it was something that really stirred up a lot. So this will be an opportunity. So, welcome you to do that, and I'm sure that there'll be plenty of wonderful fellowship snacks to kind of sustain us through a couple of extra things here today. All right. So I think now is the time for me to welcome one of our chaplains up here to light our Advent candle. So Stephanie Metzger is here to work us through the Advent wreath this morning. Welcome, Stephanie.
Thank you. Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here with all of you. And as you know, this is our third Sunday, and we're going to light the candle from the first week, hope and faith, followed by peace. The third week, as we've been celebrating this morning, is love. In this season, we have the opportunity to open our hearts and mind and lives to love. We've all experienced love, and we invite each and everyone to experience this love on a daily basis, so that the experience is not fleeting, so that we know we have the power to transcend selfish concerns on Christmas Day and each and every day of the year. Our affirmation today on this day of Advent, I'm going to read it once and then ask you to repeat it with me twice. I remember to let love open my heart and inspire my life. I remember to let love open my heart and inspire my life. I remember to let love open my heart and inspire my life. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. All right. Now I believe it's time for us all to sing a song.
shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him praise, the babe, the Son of Mary. Take a breath. So bring him incense, gold, and myrrh, the King of Kings, salvation him. The King of Kings, salvation brings. Let loving hearts enthrone him. This is Christ, the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him praise, the babe, the Son of Mary. Haste, haste to bring him praise, the babe, the Son of Mary.
And let's remain standing. Did I? Were you supposed to do that part? It's all right. We're good. We're good. You're getting your calisthenics here this morning. Up, down, up, down. So, let's do our statement of truth, shall we? There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God, the omnipotent good. And since all of the teachings that we have here in Unity are based on the teachings of Jesus, we are going to say the Lord's Prayer. So say this with me, my friends. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we have forgiven our debtors. Leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Well, let's have a little music. You may be seated now.
Winter's here, it's the time of year to celebrate the season. Family and friends, the joy never ends. Our connection is the reason, and the very best part is the love in our hearts. Be the light that shines in the dark. Be the hope. All it takes is a spark. If love is to be, it all starts with you and me. Be the light, be the light, be the light. Like a candle flame in a window pane, or embers burning by the fireside. As we celebrate, we illuminate. The light we shine is multiplied, and the angels sing with the love that we bring. Be the light that shines in the dark. Be the hope. All it takes is a spark. If love is to be, it all starts with you and me. in the blackest night, there's a shining light, shining so bright. Be the light that shines in the dark. Be the hope. All it takes is a spark. If love is to be, it all starts with you and me. Be the light, be the light, be the light. Be the light, be the light, be the light. Be the light, be the light, be the light. Go on and shine. Go on and shine. Thank you.
I think I say this every time I'm up here, but are we blessed or what? Thank you, wonderful music team. So I'm excited today because I get to talk a little bit about the Christmas story, and isn't it a wonderful story, that traditional Christmas story? So I want to start off by talking a little bit about the baby Jesus. I have a few jokes. Anybody want to hear a joke? Yeah. The baby Jesus jokes, all right? If Mary had a baby and baby Jesus was the Lamb of God, did Mary have a little lamb? Ba-dum-bum, yeah. I saw Lucy go, ba-dum-bum. All right, this one's a little bit longer. It's a naughty joke. It's not a dirty joke. It's a naughty joke, okay? So, a boy wanted a bike for Christmas. So he asked his mother. And his mother replied, well, I can't afford one. Obviously, she needs to come to Unity and but she said, I can't afford one, so you'll just have to go ask baby Jesus. So the boy went to his room and he found some paper and found a pencil and started writing a letter. Dear baby Jesus, I've been good all year. Can you please give me a bike for Christmas? Then he looked at it and thought, well, that's not really true, is it? So, all right, so dear baby Jesus, I've been good for the past week. Can you please give me a bike for Christmas? And then he was like, well. So he looked at it again. He wasn't sure, so he was like, all right, dear baby Jesus, if you give me a bike, I'll be good all year. But even that seemed to be kind of too much of a stretch. So he went out for a walk, and he's walking along, and he was going past a neighbor's pretty little meditation garden, and there's a statue of Mother Mary. And he snatches it up and runs home and shoves it under his bed, and then writes his last version. Dear baby Jesus, if you ever want to see your mother again, give me a bike. It's naughty. It's a naughty joke. It's not a dirty joke, naughty joke. All right, I have one more. What do the baby Jesus and a chicken pot pie have in common? They're both tender and mild. Wah, wah, wah. So, anyway, I just couldn't resist. And I'm excited to be able to do a message where we can talk a little bit about this traditional Christmas story and about love, which is the theme for the third week of Advent. Love, that little four-letter word in English that has so many different meanings, right? So we know it as a feeling, an emotion, but in Unity, we also teach about love as a power, an aspect of that which we call God. In fact, there are two places in the Bible where God is defined. What is God? And in one place it says God is spirit, and the other place it says God is love. And that's this power of love. And of course, in unity, we teach that, again, modeling after the teachings of Jesus, because Jesus was very clear of where this God is located, where it expresses from is right here, inside each and every one of us. So, therefore, this power of love is something we all have and that we all express all the time. We have the opportunity to express it. We might choose otherwise sometimes, but it's always there, right? So let's talk a little bit about qualities of that power of love so that we can refresh our minds a little bit. And this is kind of from the metaphysical perspective. And let's just be sure, like sometimes people hear that word metaphysics or metaphysical and they're like, oh, it's like basically all this is unity theology. It's just metaphysics is when we talk about what we believe in unity. And it's all based on the teachings of Jesus. So the first aspect of the power of love that I want to talk about is the harmonizing power of love. So love is that energy that helps us to flow along with change. So when our outer circumstances change, this harmonizing power of love allows us, when things change on the outside, allows us to harmonize with that. So we're not stuck in, now we can sometimes choose to be stuck in, I want it the way it used to be, I liked it this way, but our power of love helps us move in and harmonize when things change in the outer world. So that energy of harmonizing, and we've all sensed this when things are, like when we're with a group of people and things are kind of off, but then the energy shifts and all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're back in balance again. We find that in our own lives, and we see that energy all the time. And that energy of harmonizing helps us to be resilient and to align with new circumstances in our outer world. And when we let love lead the way, which is my title today, we let our divine nature be our guide. We have that capacity to harmonize with changing circumstances more easily. And it also partners with the unlimited capacity of the heart of love. So we've talked about that in the past when we were talking about abundance, that this power of love, as with all of our divine powers, are infinite. There's not a limit on it. So when it comes to love, let's say if you're a parent and you have one child, when it's time for another child, you don't have to take your pile of love, chop it in half, and say, all right, kid, you only get half as much now because we've got a new kid. Like, you don't have to do that, right? It's infinite. Your heart, you're like the Grinch, right? Your heart grows bigger. It also works around, and I'm reminded of this because we were in the Remembrance service last night, it also works around grief. Because our culture might encourage us to say grief is going to get smaller or easier or better as time goes on. But I would propose a little different version of that. That our grief, because our grief has to do with the love we have with someone who's not in physical form anymore, that's not going to get smaller. But our heart our capacity for love can grow larger to accommodate it, so that we can still show up and be fully present, and we can hold our grief and carry it along with us without having to minimize it or pack it away or say, oh, I'm done with that now. Because that's not how that works. But our heart can just grow bigger around it. Because it's infinite. It's unlimited. So you can do both. It allows us to be present with both. So this all has to do with that harmonizing power of love. So, when we're in grief, something has changed, but we can harmonize. We can bring that along. We can come into harmony with a new existence where something that we loved is missing, but we have the capacity to harmonize and find a way to move forward. Now think about this harmonizing power and this accommodating for change when it comes to the Christmas story. So you think about this young woman, Mary. Good night. You think about just kind of going about your daily chores and all of a sudden having an angel showing up saying that, you're having a baby? What? And it's that power of love that allows her to just move into that. Now, we know that this is a story. It's a story that's meant for us to have insight. We're not looking to explain it as if it's a literal occurrence, but that example of, when you look at it's like, okay, if Mother Mary can come to terms with her new circumstances, I can do this. Same thing thinking about Joseph. Can you imagine being a guy engaged to a young woman, and then all of a sudden she's telling you, well, I'm having a baby. The baby came from God. And it's like, talk about a change in circumstance. But it's that power of love that can help him to hold steady in the midst of all these changing circumstances. Hold steady, be in that power of love. All right, so that's one aspect of the power of love. The next one I want to talk about is the magnetizing power of love. So this does get into the area of metaphysics where we talk about how whatever we give our energy to, that's what we draw ourselves toward. So the phrase might be, thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. So basically, when you are having thoughts of, let's say, anger or frustration, then your brain always wants to be helpful, right? Oh yes, we're being frustrated, we're being angry. Let me just show you some more examples of why we should be frustrated and angry. Yeah? Your brain is really good at that, right? And then all of a sudden you're stuck. You're stuck in a pattern. But we can also, and then, when you're stuck, then you're drawing yourself. So essentially, if you're focused on something you're angry about, frustrated about, you're loving on it. You're giving it your energy. And then your power of love goes, yes. Because your power of love is benign. It's there for you to use it. So whatever it is you're giving your energy to, that's what you're loving on. And then you draw yourself towards circumstances, relationships that support that. So it's a tremendous thing, this magnetizing power. And it's not as if, we're not saying in unity, we're not saying that other things are showing up. What we're saying is that you have a certain energy signature. Is that the right phrase, Sherry? Sherry's in the back, is that right? Yeah. So you have an energy signature that, that comes with your thoughts and your feelings, and you are going to attract yourself to things that are in alignment with that. So when you're sleepwalking through your life and you have stuff showing up that you don't want, then you have the tool there to change it. Because what thoughts am I holding? How can I work with those in a different way so that I can, as a magnet of love, attract myself to better things? Now, sometimes when we're out there sleepwalking through our lives, our power of love is working in the background, putting us in the right place even despite ourselves. Anyone ever notice that when you're going through challenges and you're out there in your human brain and your human life going this way, that way, and you're running into all these obstacles, and then when you get to the end of whatever the arc is, you realize, oh, this is a much better situation than where I was before. Anyone ever had that? Where it's like, oh, because your power of love is in the background going, no, sweetie, we're going over here. No. and bringing you to what your heart really wants. Your brain might be in the front saying, turn left, or what, turn right, whatever, but your heart knows what it really wants, and your power of love is really kind of pushing you, and even through hard things that happen, we all have that kind of resiliency, and it comes from that power of love to be able to look back and go, look at all the things that I gained from that, even though it was difficult. Look at the things I'm grateful for. And that's all the power of love. So if we look again at the Christmas story, I'm thinking about Joseph again. So we've already talked about, wow, he's having to deal with some pretty drastic changing circumstances. And then he's got all these other things that start showing up. Well, the government says, well, you're going to have to travel and take your family over here so that you can register and pay your taxes in the place, so you got all these other things showing up. And of course, his human brain is going to be out there trying to, okay, we got to pack all the things. We got to get where we need to go. We're going to need a place to stay. We got to have this. My wife's going to have a baby. And then when he shows up, it's like, sorry, no room for you. But then the wonder of this story is where they end up in the stable provides them with everything that they need. So despite all of, the things that he might have had in his mind about what we got to have, they have shelter. They're warm. They have a warm, peaceful space in which to be. And so it's a wonderful reminder for us, particularly in the busyness of the holiday season and all the things we might think we just have to do and have to be just right. There's that little reminder, when you see a little image of the little family in the stable, of how simple it really is to kind of come home in your heart, come home to love. So it's a great reminder. Then another aspect, one more aspect, big aspect of the power of love is the unifying power of love. So that energy of coming together. So here we are in this room from all the different places that we came from and all the people who are with us online from all over the place, coming together in this moment, right here, right now. And that same thing is happening all over the country, the world, people coming together. And some people's style might not be to come together in this kind of a way, in something that looks like church, but it might be a time for people to spend time in nature, spend time with family, reading, having, just sitting quietly for a while. All of us have wired within us this innate drive to connect with the truth of our being, with spirit, and to seek out opportunities to connect. And this is really big picture stuff because we're talking about deep instinctual drives of our divine nature. God is all that is, and we are each an expression of that universal consciousness. And so the coming together is something that, and it might be the simplest thing. When I say coming together, I'm talking about you pivoting and coming home to truth. So that might be you at home on your own, taking a breath, lighting a candle, saying a prayer, or it might be something that shows up in a number of people showing up. So I'd like to give you an example, and this book is called Practical Metaphysics, and it's by Eric Butterworth. I'm pretty sure it's up in the bookstore if you're interested. And so I'd like to read about this. The greatest discovery of modern times is that although the life of humankind and the world is incomplete and imperfect, there is a perfect whole. This is true regardless of whether you can see it or feel it. We are forced by a hidden instinct to reunion with parts of the larger heart of the universe. In other words, this explains the instinctive urge to know God. From the beginning of time, there has been this compulsion, this urge, this hunger, this desire to find and relate to transcendence. So we see this also in the Christmas story, in other characters than the Holy Family. You see the shepherds going out, spreading the news. Come here, come and see, come and see. Just like those little thoughts when you're stuck in your stuff, those little thoughts that say, come home, come and see what wonders there are. And then we also see it with the wise ones. I don't like to call them wise men because I think that's kind of limiting. The wise ones who are hearing that call from months ahead of time, from miles and miles and miles away, and they're coming. Sometimes your journey takes a long time to come home, doesn't it? Your spiritual journey. And it, shows you different paths along the way. But we see in both of those things that energy of unifying and coming together that is an aspect of this power of love. So before I wrap up, I want to talk about one other thing. And that is, and maybe what I want to pose as a question, is there an opposite to love? There are some spiritual paths that teach an opposite of love. So I've heard a number of people say fear. And there are spiritual paths that teach that. Now, so this will be the moment where it's like I'm here to talk about unity. So when I talk about unity, I'll say, so in unity, so we talk about God, but we do not preach lessons on the opposite of God. You don't hear us talking about that. I also, in all of my years in unity, and it's been about 20 years actively studying, have never seen anything in unity teachings about the opposite of love. So, and that doesn't mean that if you have a belief in that I'm saying that you're wrong. Please don't go there. What I'm here is just to say, well, here's kind of what unity says about it. The thing is about unity is that you can believe in whatever you want when you show up in this room. You can believe in the Jolly Green Giant. It's okay. You're still welcome here, and we still hope that what we have to offer will accommodate your belief in the Jolly Green Giant or whatever it is. But I'm just here to shine a light, and so let me give you one particular perspective on this notion around love and fear. And this comes from my friend and mentor, the Reverend Dr. Paul Hasselbeck. And I give you his name and reference him because if what he teaches, lights a fire with you, then I want you to be able to go and find that. So you can find books by him in the bookstore. So here's what Paul has to say about love and fear. He says that fear is an expression of the power of love. So our power of love always wants to align us with health, always wants to align us with peace, always wants to harmonize us with those things. And when we're in a circumstance that is outside of those things, our emotions show up as this wonderful GPS to say, hey, this is not what we claim to be. This is not what, and so, that GPS allows us to go, something's off here. But what happens when in our human lives and our human natures is we have a couple of tendencies. One is we have a tendency to label these more intense emotions like anger and fear as bad and as symbols that there are something bad is going on. But we don't have to do that. We can be with the fear, see what it has to teach us, and see how that emotion is pointing us toward what we love. So I was in a discussion about this earlier this week, which was what made me decide to bring this into this conversation, was how valuable this discussion was. And it was in a meeting of ministers and teachers, and we were spending some time checking in, as we do, on various subjects. And this subject was around fear and what we have to learn from our fear. And this lesson that I had gotten from Paul Hasselbeck had come to me, and so I shared about it. I shared about fear being, about Paul talking about fear being an expression of our power of love. And a couple of people in the group, their hearts were shifted by that sharing. So there was one woman in the group whose partner, for many, many years is now, in, I think he's in rehab now, but he's clearly showing signs of being at end of life. And she was, just very locked in fear. All of that fear with your human brain going, what about this? What happened? How am I going to? And when I shared that story, she said it just opened her heart. Again, like when we talked about how your heart expands to hold grief. Here was her heart expanding to go, okay, it's scary. And your capacity to love can hold that too. There was another woman in the group, and her partner is a truck driver. And I didn't know this, but one of the things she shared was that truck drivers truck driving in general is one of the most dangerous jobs out there. That the risk of injury and whatever, so her partner had fallen like 4 feet, and he had called to share, and she was angry. She was angry at the company, angry at their safety standards, angry at, and just angry at him for like getting hurt, not taking drink, And so again, when I shared this, what I had learned from Paul Hasselbeck, she was able to take a breath around that and go, okay, again, that capacity for love can hold that, because what is that anger saying? That anger is saying, I don't want this person that I love being hurt. So it allowed that space to be with it, not label it as bad, which moves us into reacting, right? Moves us into fight, flight, freeze, all of those things, but to just be with it and realize that that emotion is pointing at something we love. So when we have a fear, when we're concerned about losing a job, losing a relationship, losing our health or something, then emotions can show up. And so this particular angle encourages us to look at that as our power of love showing us what we really care about. Because sometimes we're out there sleepwalking and we don't realize what we care about, right? Until it's threatened. So I just encourage you to consider that and see if that works for you in any way. So certainly, when we look at the Christmas story, there's plenty of fear there too. There's plenty of potential for fear. And again, you look at Mother Mary, it's like, say what? I'm going to have a baby. What's going to happen? And how the power of love can just show up and has the capacity to expand and hold that and be with it. It allows us to sort of be with all of our feelings without worrying about having to do things. So I think it's a wonderful example of letting love lead the way. So I'm going to close out with the absolute word. So we hear on Sunday morning, we hear the daily word. And again, I'm going to refer to my friend and mentor, the Reverend Dr. Paul Hasselbeck. So he puts out on Sundays what is called the absolute word. And in the absolute word, basically, Paul's ministry is all about universal metaphysics. So he's all about giving the things that we talk about in unity, just universal language that aren't tied to religious traditions or anything like that, so that it applies to everyone. So that if you do believe in the Jolly Green Giant or whatever it is, I don't mean to make fun of what you might believe, but that the universal languaging makes it accessible to everyone. So I'm just going to revisit the end of the absolute word. So it'll be kind of the same thing you heard from the daily word with just a slightly different languaging to close us out. During this Advent season, I remember and experience the rebirth of the Christ in me. I remember I am the one turning the power of love into loving. The love I give is the love I experience. I express love in my thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. Through love, I transform perceived negativity into a blessing. Centered in love, I guide my way. And the affirmation he provides is, my love guides the way. So that's it. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you. So we're going to take this energy around love and move it into a time of meditation. So, I invite you to just get comfortable in your seat, stretch a little bit, wiggle a little bit, just settle into your seat, allow your outer eyes to drift closed, focusing our thoughts and feelings on love. We envision ourselves drawing ourselves to beneficial experiences and outcomes through that magnetizing power of the love that we are. We see ourselves focusing our beliefs and attitudes on love so that we are flexible and resilient, negotiating change in our lives in the harmonizing power of love. Focusing on the capacity of love in our divine nature, we see ourselves listening to that little voice and allowing love to be our guide. Through whatever challenges that arise, we allow love to lead the way from the center of our being. We'll take this energy into the stillness together now. And we focus on the breath and the energy of the heart space. Knowing and affirming the infinite capacity of our power of love to enfold any circumstance that shows up. To hold us true. Even when our emotions are taking us on a journey, our capacity of love is there to show up and hold it. So that we can always come back to the heart. We can always come home. We can always remember the simplicity of I am that I am. Just like the simplicity of the baby Jesus and Mother and Joseph in the manger, we can return home to love. And we are grateful. So as we come back to the current moment, to the seat that we're in, just wiggle your feet, wiggle your hands. Let's come back to the current moment, and I offer an affirmation to seal our meditation process. And the affirmation is this: I let love lead the way, and I am grateful. Say it with me if you will. I let love lead the way, and I am grateful. Let's do it again. I let love lead the way, and I am grateful. Put your hand right over your heart there, and let's do it one more time. I let love lead the way, and I am grateful. So it is, my friends. So now is the time in our service for you to prepare your tithes and love offerings, whether you're at home or in the room. Just take the image or the physical entity of that love offering and just love on it. Give it your energy. Give it all your loving energy. And before we move forward with our blessing, I'm going to share one more thing, and that is Reverend Patty found up in the attic this basket of goodies. You know? They're little buttons. And they say, and some of them in different languages, so you can pick a different language if you want, or you can pick English. And it says, I am loved. So as we get going with our wonderful ushers collecting the love offering, I'm just going to start this basket, and I'll hope that you all will just continue moving it around, and everybody can take a little goodie and put it on. All right? So let's do our blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving. Take it away, music team.
Once a tiny baby slept beneath the stars of a long dark night. This child, an answer to our prayers, our hopes and dreams, and longing for the light. Welcome to my heart, sweet and holy child. Shine your light on me, Emmanuel. Welcome to my heart, sweet and holy child. Shine your light on me, celebrate this baby's birth and vow to do our best to bear this light upon the earth. Welcome to my heart, sweet and holy child. Shine your light on me, Emmanuel. Welcome to my heart, sweet and holy child. Shine your light on me, Emmanuel. I welcome the gift of this love with the joy of receiving. I welcome the light to my heart with all of my being. Welcome to my heart, sweet holy child. Shine your light on me, Emmanuel. Welcome to my heart, sweet and holy child. Shine your light on me, Emmanuel. Ooh, Emmanuel. 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 Emmanuel.
All right, let's bless these tithes and love offerings. So, again, let's just kind of direct our love energy right into these love offerings, seeing a wave of love moving out into the consciousness of our community and beyond, in the hearts of all of those that these blessings will touch. And let's affirm again our gratitude by saying, I am grateful 3 times. You ready? I am grateful, I am grateful, I am grateful. Thank you, gentlemen. And I believe we have some transformational opportunities.
Yes, we have some wonderful transformational opportunities. This evening, our speaker for the spiritual practice gatherings will be Emmy Simons, sharing about ageless grace, which activates and integrates the body, mind, breath connection and flows in all areas of your life. Come learn and open up the information highway between the body, the brain, and rebuilding the art of playing, having fun, and enjoying your life. This will be in person or Zoom at 5:00 p.m. today. And we still have holiday bags available for our at-home congregation. The bags include all the supplies for participating from home for our holiday services from now all the way to the White Stone ceremony in January. You can pick one up today. And where are they? Where are they located? Outside? Yeah.
In the
Okay.
office.
In the office. You can pick one up today, or you can stop by the office during office hours, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 2, to pick up a bag for yourself or others who participate in the services remotely. If you cannot pick up one, call the office and we can see if we can have someone deliver. Magic in the Gardens. The meditation gardens at Unity Bon Air are all dressed up for the holiday season. Come by for a stroll and enjoy festive holiday lights winding through the trees, shrubs, and the gazebo. They will be available daily from dusk till 9 p.m. through January the 7th. And on December the 18th at 5, you can enjoy the magical lighting while caroling in the gardens. Come join us to sing songs of the season and sip on warm cocoa and cider and have fun and fellowship. Oh, hey, I saw the gardens last night. I'm going to tell you, you got to see it. It is magnificent. Where's Myra? Is Myra here? Myra, you got to give her a hand. She and her team have done an outstanding job. Yes, and on next Sunday, December the 19th, our 11 a.m. service, join us as Reverend Patty shares a message titled, Joy, Just Open Yourself. The good news of great joy the angel spoke about is what we want to access during this time. We create the joy, and we can discover the joy within each person. If anyone is interested in sharing a meal together on Christmas Day at a local restaurant, there is a sign-up sheet on the bulletin board, or you can call the office to sign up. There are even more seasonal events going on, so pick up a seasonal event flyer or go to the website. And on the website, you can go to the calendar, or you also can read it on the e-news. So, as a gentle reminder, to continue to wear your mask while inside of the building. And for fellowship coffee, please enjoy your food and beverages, but please put your mask back on to continue your conversations. Let's keep each other safe for the holidays and beyond. And our prayer chaplains for the day, can you please stand? They will pray for you in the sanctuary. Our prayer chaplains' requests are kept confidential. We thank you, chaplains. So now that's all I have.
Thank you, Zita.
Thank you. So,
All right, now we're going to welcome the Youth and Family Ministry.
Good morning, Unity. My name's Melody. I am the Youth and Family Minister person. We had 3 students today, but 2 of our students had to leave a little bit early, so Macy said she wanted to come up with me, and I said thank you. I get lonely up here. So today we were talking about love for Advent Sunday and the different types of love, and did some activities revolved around love and what it means, loving each other, loving ourselves, and loving the earth. So that was our lesson today. I have 2 announcements. One is, you didn't do midwinter rally announcement, have you?
No,
Okay.
not yet. Go for it.
So, for those who have teens in their families, we'd love to get them back involved here at YFM at Unity. And one of the things that they could participate in is rallies and retreats. Retreats are for our middle school kids, rallies are for our high school kids. And there's a midwinter rally coming up. They're inviting not only students now, but recent grads from the program are welcome to come as well. And it's going to be at Renaissance in Chesapeake. I'm actually going so that I can be a sponsor and kind of reconnect with the whole program and stuff. But if there's anyone interested or know somebody that might want information on it, please don't hesitate to get with me, and I will give you that information. And then the next thing is one of the, from the pop-up last week, one of these vendors there has left her materials in the YFM hallway. Everything on the tables out there is for sale for whatever you think is an appropriate love offering. All the monies from that then go to the Montessori school for a scholarship program that they are developing there. So please help yourself to come down into the YFM hallway and see what kind of goodies you can find there. And that's it for us.
Thank you, Melody. So let's offer a blessing to Melody and the kids who have already gone on their way and those that are still here. So let us offer the blessing, and here it is. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things. All right. So I just want to recognize all of the folks who have brought this wonderful experience to you this morning, from those who are out in the parking lot watching over us, those who are at the front door letting people in, everyone who's helping with Fellowship Coffee, our greeters and ushers, our wonderful tech team in the back. Today we've got Dan, Sherry, and Deb. Love you, love you, love you. And our wonderful music team, Lucy, Claudia, Julie, and our service leader, Zita. So just thanking everyone. Don't forget that we're going to bless the labyrinth right after we finish here. We're going to go out to the garden and bless the labyrinth if you want to come. And then we're also going to have a sharing space following that if you would like to attend. So this service has now ended, and our ministry of love continues. So let's stand up and do our prayer for protection and follow that with the peace song. Here we go. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God is over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect